All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today we're gonna talk about staying sober for the whole month of October. Can you really stay sober for a whole month? Well, you're in luck because we have some motivation just for you. But first, don't forget to show your support by giving this video a thumbs up. And if you care about your sobriety as much as we do, then make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. All right, let's get started. Short and simple and to the point, it's that time of year. It's time for Sober October. Millions of people around the world are going to take the month off from alcohol and other vices and instead dedicate the month to health and wellness options instead. Comment down below if you're going to attempt to go sober for all 31 days. And if you're not quite sure, then say, I'll try my best. Sober October has become a trend lately as younger generations have shifted their views on alcohol use and have greatly reduced alcohol consumption. And this is due to factors such as a larger focus on mental health and a desire for greater productivity, and also too, more awareness with regard to the negative impacts on the long-term effects of alcohol. So this Sober October, maybe you're giving up alcohol for the full 31 days, or maybe you're just trying to cut back. But the fact is, in just the past 3 years, twice as many people are now sober curious. Less people are drinking and more people just like you are working on adopting better habits. Regardless of whenever you start your sobriety journey, we always want to remind you of this very easy slogan to remember. Say it with me, progress over perfection. I'll say it again, progress over perfection. None of us are perfect and none of our sobriety journeys are without setbacks and detours, myself included. That's why I named this channel Getting Sober, again. And also why at the end of this video, I'll give you some great video suggestions on what to watch next for those of you who maybe don't know how to get sober or maybe what to expect when you become newly sober. Because honestly, sobriety isn't easy. It's a lifestyle change. It's choosing to confront your problems head on instead of continuing to sound like a broken record and getting drunk and then letting another issue be tomorrow me's problem. Does that sound familiar? When you say, I want to get sober, what you're really saying is, I want to find out what I'm really made of. I want to find out what my true potential is. The number one reason why people give up on sobriety is because they feel the guilt and the shame of not remaining perfect during their sobriety journey. They think that, oh no, I had a drink so my sobriety is over. I'm just gonna give up. I hate myself. I can't do this. It's too hard and now I'm stressed and now all I want to do is drink. Stuck in a forever loop of negative mental self-chatter, and then what happens? Another month of binge drinking, and then another year goes by of daily binge drinking. It's called a sobriety journey for a reason. And you've heard me say it a million times, and I'm gonna say it a million more times, and that is all journeys have unforeseen circumstances. They all have bumps in the road, setbacks, and detours. The flaw in our thinking is, when we think that we're just gonna go from point A to point B without any problems, and then in fact, run into problems. What's really happening up here? We're setting ourselves up for disaster. We're setting ourselves up for disappointment. We're setting unrealistic expectations for our sobriety journey or any journey. The same lessons and principles that we talk about here on this channel with regard to sobriety also apply to your relationships, both personal and professional and romantic, and they also apply to your career, your self-confidence, your self-worth, to finding a better balance in your life, not just with alcohol, but also too with anything else that you may feel that your life is out of balance with. This could be diet, this could be exercise, this could be junk foods, sweets, caffeine, nicotine, gambling, porn, politics, social media, you name it. To put it bluntly, at the end of the day, we just want to stop feeling like a piece of shit, again. And when we apply practical wisdom, like from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, by the way, I'll put a link in the video description down below if you want to buy that book on Amazon. In the book, it says that all we have to do is be 1% better today than we were yesterday. Doesn't that already make you feel better? It doesn't mean that if we start going to the gym that by the end of the day, we have to have rock hard abs. That would be what we call unrealistic expectations. But maybe if yesterday you did no sit-ups and today you managed to do 5, that's measurably better than what you accomplished yesterday. If yesterday you walked around the block 1 time, maybe walk around the block 1.5 times today. If you're still drinking and yesterday you had 10 drinks, then I'm sure that you can cut that number down to 9 drinks today. These are all very small and measurable and realistic goals that we can accomplish today. And if these sound like realistic goals to you, then comment down below and say these are very realistic goals. Eat a little bit healthier today than you did yesterday. Tomorrow morning, leave the house a little bit earlier for work than you did this morning. Drink a little bit more water, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, work on your better habits. Using the formula of being just 1% better each day times 365 days, that comes out to a measurable equation of 36.5, or let's call it 37%. After just 1 year from now, you will be 37% better of a person than you are now. And by that mark, in just 3 years, you can be a completely different person. A new and upgraded version of you. One that's not only loved and respected more by their friends and family and coworkers, but also too, you'll be transforming into a person that you actually care about. Isn't that the reason why you wanted to get sober in the first place? Because you didn't like who you were. You didn't like who you were becoming. You didn't like who you were surrounding yourself with. You didn't like how you were waking up and how you felt during the day. You didn't like who you were when you laid your head down at night. And if I had to guess, you were probably excited to pass out and be unconscious so that you didn't have to face being you anymore, at least not for a few hours. One of the main goals of sobriety is, feel free to write this one down, is to become somebody who you actually want to hang out with. Think about that for a second. We think about hanging out with our significant other or with our friends, our family members, or our coworkers, but do we really think about hanging out with ourselves? Tell me if this sounds familiar. When you're alone and by yourself, you feel bored. You don't know what to do with yourself or what to do with your free time. That's because some people genuinely have no idea what to do with themselves unless they're at work or if they're hanging out with their friends, looking for some sort of distraction. But I'd like to challenge you to understand that you are meant for more than that. You were meant to discover, explore, and experiment. We were meant to expand our consciousness, create, invent, and to inspire others. The fact that you're alive against all odds is a miracle. Of all of the possibilities in existence in the entire universe, you were born as a human being here on this planet, in this time, and in this space. With the internet, not during the Civil War, not during medieval ages, not during the Black Plague or during the last ice age. Not only is it a miracle that you're alive, you're incredibly lucky to be alive. Regardless of whatever pain and trauma that you've experienced before, I want you to remember that the worst thing that's ever happened to you has already happened to you. I'll say that again. The worst thing that's ever happened to you has already happened to you. And if the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the last bad thing that ever happens to you, wouldn't you say that you're extremely fortunate? Wouldn't you agree that you should be a little bit more grateful for the opportunity to be alive and to be relatively unharmed from the hand that you were dealt in this life, good, bad, or otherwise? And why I say all this is because I know you're not here on accident. In one way or another, you're looking for motivation and inspiration to either stay on your sobriety journey or to get the courage to start your sobriety journey. But I think deep down, it's more than that. You just want to be a better person. Am I right? It's not just about sobriety. It's about our physical health. It's about our mental health. It's about the quality of our sleep at night. It's wanting to wake up and not feel like you just got run over by a truck. It's working on restoring our own faith in ourselves, in restoring our integrity and credibility. To become more accountable, trustworthy, and dependable. To know that you are on your own team for once. And maybe sobriety for you won't be long-term, but don't you think that your body deserves it? Take the attitude that sobriety owes you nothing, but you owe yourself sobriety. Alcohol sales in the United States sharply inclined towards the end of October, with the major drinking holidays coming up being Halloween, Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve. We know that the alcohol industry is going to profit handsomely in the next 90 days of the year, so let me ask you a question. How much more of your hard-earned money is going to end up in the hands of the alcohol industry? How much more of your hard-earned money over the next 90 days is gonna wind up down the drain? Stop and think right now, not only how much money you would save over the next 30 days by staying sober for all of October, but how much money you would save by not drinking at all for the next 90 days. After all, Christmas is right around the corner. Is your future self gonna wanna have more or less money? Better or worse health? More or less integrity? What about more or less self-respect? Sober October can simply be a break from whatever rut that you feel like your life is in currently, because we know that everything is temporary, including life. And that when we reach our goals, no matter how big or how small, we can lay our heads down at night feeling a sense of accomplishment. Another goal of sobriety is knowing that your current self is on the same team as your future self and no longer cheating on your future self with your past self. Remember what we said earlier? Progress over perfection. And speaking of progress, I want to invite you to mark your progress here in the comment section every day during the month of Sober October. The invitation is simple. I want you to comment on this video every day that you wake up sober. That way, the whole comment section will be full of people who are on the exact same journey. We can all practice being supportive. We can practice positivity, and we can practice our sobriety. And practice moving forward being just 1% better each day, and knowing that there's others out there just like you who are also laying their heads down at night, earning their sleep. So take this opportunity right now to set a reminder in your phone when you wake up to comment on this video every morning in the month of October. Go ahead, pause the video. And speaking of videos, we told you earlier that we had some great video recommendations for those of you out there in early sobriety. So I'll put the link on the screen and also a link in the video description down below. Why? Because I love you, that's why. So first, you may want to make yourself aware of these 50 scary facts about alcohol use. This is a very recent episode and a very good one. After that, you might be wondering, well, what are 50 signs that I might be drinking too much? Then, once you realize that you are in fact drinking too much, other than the fact that you're here on YouTube watching a video about sobriety, it might be time to figure out 10 proven ways on how to prepare for your sobriety journey. But then you're probably gonna need to beware of these 10 things in early sobriety. And of course, we have plenty more videos like what happens if you find yourself relapsing, or as we like to call it, a sobriety detour, right? Sound good? So we've been making videos here for almost 5 years now. We have pretty much all of the bases covered. We have so many videos that you could watch one of our numbered videos every morning and make it to 6 months of sobriety. And guess what? They're all absolutely free. Sound like a plan? Good. Now, if you're feeling more confident, then don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up, and I look forward to reading all of your comments from all of you who are participating in Sober October. And yes, if you're just seeing this video a week into October, you can start then too. So let me ask you a question. Are you gonna be sober one day, or are you gonna be 1 day sober? And with that, I wanna wish you good luck on your self-improvement journey, and I will see you in the next video. If you wanna see another one of our videos, click here.